So today I want to talk about my experience with AI agents so far. So if you're an entrepreneur, business owner, somebody who's just looking to streamline processes in your life, it's going to be relevant to you. So keep on watching, keep on listening. Welcome back to consecutive day 1866 of a diary of a Runpreneur. And today's episode I'm talking about my experience so far with AI agents. Before we get into that though, please don't forget that this vlog is part of a fundraiser for saving the lives of children by attempting the ultimate ultra marathon of run vlogging on consecutive days of distance of a lap of the world, barefoot style. The more people we get in front of, more money we raise, more children's lives we save, which is why I do this every single day. So back to the topic at hand, my experience with AI agents so far. Well, firstly, this is, I don't know if it's really a kind of an official definition, but what is an AI agent first? And how does it compare to kind of automations? Because a lot of people have been using automations for a long, long time, probably subconsciously even using automations. Just an automation is when, you know, two pieces of software or two sections of software talks together seamlessly based on a trigger which makes an action happen, and the action is usually governed by rules, and then an outcome will occur based on the rules that are triggered from an event, so to speak. So that's a simple automation. So what's the difference between that and an AI agent? Well, it's quite simple. It's the introduction of large language models, which or what you more commonly would know as of like ChatGPT, a chatbot, AI chatbots, for example, Gemini, Claude. These are all large language models. And what you're then able to do with these large language models is allow them to make decisions based on rules or based on prompts, but rather than have linear decisions or linear rules that an automation needs to follow, a large language model can see what's triggered, can see what's happening, can assess all of the variables, and based on your guidance and instructions, which we call a prompt, it will make a decision, an autonomous decision, and then execute the outcome accordingly. So, whereas an easy scenario would be, is an automation might cover one or two tasks simultaneously. An AI agent has the capacity to take on an entire role. And that's where it becomes super exciting, because once you get good with this, you can then start building out armies of AI agents within your business. And from one benefit would be you'd reduce labour overhead. I'm not all for cutting people out of businesses and taking jobs away, but that's the world we're living in now. AI is coming and it is taking away jobs. And as a business owner, if you're not running as streamlined and as efficient as you possibly can, then you're going to fall behind your competition who will be. So yeah, hopefully I've kind of explained a little bit about how AI agents differ from automations. And so my experience so far is we're actually using quite a lot of AI agents now. We still haven't scratched the surface of the capability yet, but a couple of examples of what we do, for example, is we create our SOPs, our standard operating procedures, using an AI agent. So what happens? The trigger is when an SOP is identified, so when we've decided that this needs to be created, or when a video link of an SOP is being created. And what the AI agent will then do is it will look at that video link, watch it, pull the transcription, and then produce a standard operating procedure from that transcription based on criteria and kind of how we want our SOPs created, and then move that SOP across for final sign-off before it then goes live. And we'll probably be able to take that final stage out soon, but as large language models have the capacity to learn as well, is the more SOPs we create, the better, and the more updates to the prompt we give, the better accuracy of result that the large language model will produce, or the AI agent will produce. So it won't be long, we'll run that with a checking mechanism to begin with, But very quickly, that will be fully autonomous and there'll be no need for someone to sign it off. And it will simply be the process of somebody identifying what SOPs are needed and creating a video link. And then that SOP is created into a fully ready-made SOP for your business. Another example is kind of personal assistant stuff. So you can connect an AI agent to your calendar, to your emails, to your messages, and you could, in a really simplistic term, until you have a lot more, because this is quite a complex AI agent, to get it fully autonomous, because there could be 50 or 100 different rules that a personal assistant would learn over time from how they manage your diary and your inbound communications. So if you bring an AI agent in, unless you've already got those predefined rule sets, it's going to be quite difficult to do so. So the first stage for an AI agent would be, a daily report, for example. So they could look at your calendar, they could look at availability you've got, they could look at what you've got booked in. So you could run this, for example, as a scheduled trigger. So every day at 9 a.m. or 8 a.m. in the morning, this AI agent conducts this workflow. And they could check your calendar for any new appointments from when it last checked, for any amendments to appointments from when it last checked, for availability, whatever the criteria is. It can then check your inbox. It could check certain folders or the whole inbox and look at everything there and kind of make decisions on what needs responding to, what are invoices. It can make decisions on categorizing those things. It can actually execute and categorize those emails. But in the first instance, you probably want just a report, just to show what you've got. You could also get it to check your social media messages. And then every day at 8 a.m. or 9 a.m., whatever time you set it for, it sends you a Slack message or an email with a daily summary to show you how many emails in different categories you've got, ones you have to reply to, what your availability is, any adjustments or new calendar entries that have been into your calendar, and social media messages it needs to be responding to. Now, a more autonomous view would be for it to respond to all of those things, which absolutely you can make it do. But in experience, you need to do this in a staged approach, because it will take time to identify what rules you want and how you can train your AI agent to kind of deal with that stuff all for you independently. So I hope I've kind of given you some kind of really real oversights now. Well, sorry, not oversights, overviews of the potential of AI agents. And I'm literally going through my whole business now, looking at all the automations that I've created and kind of mini AI agents, which I call, or simple AI agents that I've got, which I've got. Most of my automations now are utilizing AI in some capacity. So they are, by definition, kind of simplistic AI agents. But I'm going to evolve them all to version 2 and get them to take on multiple workloads, additional work. And I'm really going to kind of drive that forward. And it's going to be amazingly powerful for my business operations director and the product digital operations director, because these are all things that we can build into our clients' kind of workspaces, which will be absolutely game changing, because it's quite a complex topic, AI agents, and it's taken me a long time to kind of start to understand it. I'm only scratching the surface at the moment. Obviously you've got kind of people, of pioneers who are fully embedded in AI agents already, but the reality is, it's just for the stage I'm at, I'm well ahead of the vast majority. And as long as I keep myself in that position, it's only going to be a good thing. So that's it from me. Any questions or comments, drop me a line. In actual fact, I don't know if I've done the learnings from my diary. Learnings from my diary today are that if you're not familiar or aware of what AI agents are, they are simply the process of using AI or chatbots or large language models, whatever you want to call them. If you're not familiar with AI agents, they're basically automations, but with the introduction of AI large language models incorporated it. So whereas historically with automations you would need to set linear rules that should dictate how the automation works, with AI agents there's a decision-making autonomous AI brain which will make decisions based on kind of criteria or prompts that you give it. And the sooner you understand that, thank you, the sooner you understand that, the better. Because what it will do is it just, when you get your head around it And the easy analogy to give you is that automations used to be able to automate a task or one or two tasks for a multi-step automation. But an AI agent can automate an entire role within a business. And that is extremely exciting from a productivity perspective, when you think you can get all the software that you need for these AI agents pretty cheap, you know, 10s, 20s pounds a month, which will then enable you to build an army of AI agents for what would probably cost a teeny percentage of one employee, which is quite scary. I'm not one for replacing people. I like to elevate people and put them into positions where they can help strategic output of the business, which AI still isn't kind of great at. It can support you with strategic output, but there has to be a visionary, has to be someone who's leading it. And the people you can have in that kind of visionary strategic team, and you can have an army of AI agents doing the operational work, is I think where things are going. So yeah, if you found it useful, questions or comments, drop me a line. I'll respond to everyone. Do remember though, if you believe in my mission of saving the lives of children by attempting the ultimate ultra-marathon of run vlogging on consecutive days, distance of a lap of the world, barefoot style, do give this a subscribe, share, like and comment. More people we get in front of, more money we raise, more children's lives we save, which is why I do this every single day. Thank you as always. Stay positive, stay happy. I'll see you again tomorrow.